Hello, hello! Welcome to another fun-filled adventure of World of Warships Legends. Tonight, we've got rain and poor visibility. It's a terrible, terrible conditions for flying. It looks cool, but it really doesn't matter, right? Yeah. So we are in the Saipan. This is slowly becoming my favorite when it comes to the aircraft carriers, right? So you've seen it. We've done a couple of videos with this one out there. And yeah, so here we're doing a pre-drop just because it's early in the game, kind of right off the bat. You know, I'm gonna dump them through the zone here, just in case we get lucky. But ideally, the theory there is you're not flying so many planes over top of lots of clustered together ships right as they've spawned in the beginning of the game, so you're not losing as many to anti-air fire from ships, right? So always a good idea if you've got kind of a situation, if you're finding yourself low on ships or on airplanes later in the game, that's kind of something you want to try and do early on, and then that way you're not sitting at your carrier waiting for airplanes to basically recharge or get rebuilt or whatever you want to call it, right? So this anchorage is going to smoke. We're going to send torpedoes right to where he was. I know in the anchorage it's hard to come to a stop and start moving backwards. But you could also probably, my guess is he's in full reverse, right? So we probably could have, and then it does look like he turned too, and I would have thought we would have hit him with a torpedo by now, so I guess we didn't. So I guess we missed, and our assumption was terrible, right? But we will head back in towards this zone here to try and just help support our team on this side. I don't see any evidence of destroyers over here yet. Yeah, okay, whatever. Looks like, yeah, there's probably one in the B hole. So we'll dump our fighters here. It looks like the enemy carrier is probably spawned opposite of us as opposed to on the same side as us. So we'll dump our fighters there just to kind of help with spotting is kind of the purpose there, not really going after enemy airplanes, right? Oh, nope, he is over here, so he is headed in that direction. So that might have actually been a good dump. So yeah, so here we are going against the Kansas, right? And we did not do a pre-drop, and we probably should have. But yeah, a lot of these American battleships are going to be just wicked when it comes to anti-air. So we're not even going to try and do a run with those last two planes that were left. Like, right? Like, I'm either going to, at best, I would lose one, right? You can see there, so our fighter placement was absolutely just perfect, and the enemy torpedo bombers ran right into them, right, so they got chased down. And then we see them going towards this the B hole over here, and I'm pretty certain there's a destroyer in this area as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump another set of fighters over top of our battleships here, and then we're going to see if we can't spot the destroyer, at least so that they have awareness of where he is, right? And then here we're going to take a run at the Bismarck, just because that looks like a pretty decent shot. If we can get these to line up, we're going to have to dump them early here, just so that we can still get the hit. Yeah, we're going to get one. Get one on him. We'll swing back around here. And yeah, there's definitely also a destroyer in here that we probably need to work on at least spotting, but I'm guessing he's on the other side of this this little island here, so we'll head back out this direction. And then yeah, so a lot of times I do like to try and counter the enemy carrier as well, and you can do that, you know, by doing exactly what we've done here, which is, you know, look at where they're trying to attack our ships, and then fly over our ships and dump your fighters there. Though they may not notice that you're helping them out. All right, there's the destroyer. Yeah, at least he's moving away. Yeah, your team might not notice that you're helping them out, but it makes a huge difference to get those fighters out over top of them, right? So the other thing too is if you want to make sure you're not dumping fighters too close to enemy ships as well, because they go down way faster than any of your other planes, right? So you want to make sure you're not dumping them over top of enemy ships, because otherwise they're just gone in seconds. So we'll take a run after the destroyer here, and of course we're using our little shield consumable to try and not take as many hits. You know, even if you're not getting hits on the destroyers, if there's ships willing to support you in trying to take out that destroyer, which is what we have right here, we have these 2 battleships even shooting at him, then it's worth keeping them spotted, right? So even if you're not doing damage, which we are getting kind of lucky here, it's always a challenge to hit destroyers with airplanes, right? But you know, even if you're not getting the hits, even if you don't have the confidence to try and even do it, it's worth just, if you've got support from ships, hover over them and just let your allies take out that destroyer, right? I'm not saying that's what you always have to do. I'm not always doing it. I don't always do what I preach, right? But when it makes the most sense, right? So if you're spending your entire time trying to hunt down destroyers, you're not going to hardly do any damage. You know, like your contribution to the team is just not going to be that great, right? It's way easier to go after battleships and cruisers than it is destroyers to actually get hits on targets, do damage, contribute, right? So it's always something to keep in mind when it comes to just balance, right? Just balance, right? So yeah, but yeah, I know some people preach, you know, your job as the carrier is to go hunt down those destroyers, and I only sort of agree with that, right? Alright, we'll take a shot, another run at this anchorage. He'll probably go dark here, but we're just kind of trying to see where his ship is trending towards, right, forward or backwards. We'll take that shot. So we get another 2, 3 torpedo, 4, all 4 torpedoes on target, and then we get the defend as well. So yeah, we wanted to go after him just because he was stealing the zone. We'd like to keep that in our possession, right? And then those defend banners also are always good for like credits and XP at the end of the game, right? So basically anytime you get, you know, colorful things up in the top right of your screen, you know you're doing something good, you know your score is going to improve based on that, right? So, but I have faith that he is going to sit in his smoke screen, and I don't like taking blind shots too often, so we're going to head another direction over here, and we will try and rinse and repeat on our support for these ships that are over in the B-hole here. So we'll get over top of them, and dump some more fighters for them, and then kind of try and figure out what we do want to do in eyeing up our next target, right? So we'll get a little bit out in front, try to intercept from where their airplanes are coming from, right? And then we're detected here, so I'm going to guess there's a destroyer close by that's picking us up. But we also, oh yeah, the airplanes too now. And so yeah, so we're looking at the mini-map. We want to try to avoid the airplanes. Yeah, so we're going to turn away and just floor it to try and avoid getting picked on by their fighters. Which kind of puts us at, you know, like a disadvantage because now we're not doing a run at a ship. But that's better than, like, in some scenarios, their fighters will just take out your whole squad. So it's not worth the risk. You'll lose those planes to gunfire, and then of course they take way longer to come back and regenerate at the ship, right? Versus if you were able to if they were able to fly back. So we will circle around here and keep this battleship and their carrier now spotted, as opposed to dying from their fighters. So since we spotted the carrier, another set of fighters took off from over there. So we're going to do a pre-drop, and then we're going to go and see if we can't get at least 2 bombs down here on their carrier, right? We'll use our shield consumable, but yeah, for the most part, carriers have really awesome AA guns, so we go down pretty quick. And we get all 4 bombs on target, trigger fire, and then of course, you know, we are not going to bother trying to circle around with those last 2 dive bombers, right? Because they're definitely going to die before we get the chance to actually do a run. So we'll take off with some fresh planes from the ship, and we're going to go and pick on this anchorage once again, now that he doesn't have smoke anymore. So since we're later in the game, I'm not doing pre-drops as much. We just kind of did that one against that carrier just because we knew those airplanes would get shot down, right? Between the fighters that were over there and the fact that it's a carrier, they always have tons of anti-air, right? So we'll hang on to these planes just to see if we can't get a second run at this anchorage. And we of course used our last little shieldy consumable thingy about her, right? So And then, yeah, so he's going the right way for us to be able to just circle around and get a nice, good second run at him. Looks like he was accelerating a little bit, and he'll probably turn away as well. So we dropped those a little bit out in front of him, which, you know, it's kind of a give and take, right? That gives him a little more time to dodge, but then it also we're predicting his path, right? Which is, you know, good for us, right? So he's using a smoke screen yet again, so we will probably have to avoid him. But it looks like their destroyer and other battleship were headed in this direction. So we'll head in this direction too, just to try and get some spotting done and intercept those ships, right? Our cruiser's doing the right thing, trying to steal the cat back. You know, this is still this game is still up in the air. Literally have the same amount of points for a second there, and then of course it's 4 on 5 now, so we do have a ship advantage as well. So we did a pre-drop here for the same scenario, going against the aircraft carrier, where this is an American battleship, and they have just tons of anti-air still this late in the game too. So almost missed there, but we get 3 bombs on target, right, and triggered 2 fires, so that's good. It looks like he put it out right away, right? So we'll go after him with the torpedo bombers, and maybe he'll flood for a little bit for us, right? Alright, Anchorage. He's got to be out of smoke screens by now, right? Like, come on. Again, and we've got a destroyer that's going and hunting down there. That's probably our Skane, too, which is a really good anti-air destroyer ship, right? So, but it's got to be our Skane. Oh, yep, it is. Yeah, going after the aircraft carrier, which is, at this point in the game, that's a good thing. Oh man, we totally would have got that kill. We have no kills in this game, and look how much work we've done, you guys. 3 defend banners, 71,000 damage done. We're taking care of business. We're doing our job here. But yeah, so that's probably a good call for that Skane to go and hunt down that carrier, especially this late in the game. Right? He's literally 1 of 2 ships left at this point, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, this Kansas, still late in the game, has tons and tons of anti-air guns shooting at us still here, so I'm sure we're losing lots of planes to him, but he's probably our best bet for actually getting some damage numbers up at this point in the game. We'll kind of swing to the left and then turn in to the right a little bit there to see if we can't get some more torpedoes on target there. He's probably got his damage con back by this time. We got an incapacitation. Probably a rudder or engine or something. If only it were a flood. But yeah, Skane, that destroyer that's hunting down our carrier, that's an awesome ship to outfit your commander with. Just your commander and ship, just every perk would go all anti-air with that. That you can get the range of the anti-air guns up to like almost 7 kilometers, like 6.5, 6.7. I think I've got mine up too. And we do have a. This is just a beautiful run at this Kansas here. We do have a video. We have a couple videos out there with the Skane and the Ostergotland. Those are the pan-European destroyer line. The regular tech tree. They're not premium ships or anything. And we've got some videos out there where we kind of demonstrate how awesome the anti-air is on those ships. You literally can go airplane hunting in those destroyers, and it's a lot of fun. Especially if you hate the carrier games. That's kind of your way to get payback against the carriers, right? Yeah, so even though we're going to lose a lot of planes to this Kansas, we're not doing pre-drops anymore just because the game's damn near over, right? So we'll take the chance and try and get, actually did not mean to go back. We get all 4 torpedoes on target though, so that's probably, but yeah. I was like, there's only 40 seconds left. I did not mean to go back, just like out of habit. I was like, all right, we're done with that run because it's a Kansas, right? But yeah, we might make it there with our dive bombers here, or with our torpedo bombers. In the last 30, yeah, he's really like probably going full reverse to try and stay in the zone, but like it's not gonna, you know, the game is ours at this point. We must have lost our Skane. Their carrier's still alive. Interesting. see if these even make it to him. Probably not. Oh, so close. That probably would have ended him too, because I think we had him flooding. Like he was low on health there. We'll see where we end up on the leaderboard here. Ooh, top spot in the Saipan. It's not often that you get the you end up at the top on the leaderboard, just by a little bit though. 23, like almost like only 100, about 100 points there. Made some decent money there. Awesome. But yeah, it's not often that you get the top spot when you're the carrier. So go us! Aren't we so special? We're special today, guys. Yes, we have other videos out there, but we'll go through on the Saipan, but we will quick go through how we have the commander set up here. Like I said, like I am a fan of just going all out anti-air for inspirations and stuff here, just because I get annoyed by when the other carrier, like for sure there's going to be airplanes, right? Because you're playing as the carrier. But there's quite a few people like to try and go and spot your carrier while they are the carrier, right? So I like to do some pretty hefty anti-air to get rid of those planes pretty quickly when they do come over and spot me, and or if they try to attack you as well, right? Almost always use fully packed. That gives you those extra consumables when you're flying around, extra fighters, extra engine cooldown, what have you. So that is the Saipan for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, now it is acceptable to like the video if you actually liked it, right? But yes, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are doing World of Warships videos every day right now, so stay tuned for those.